Hello, I'm Paul Sanderson. I'm the editor of a magazine called MRW, which is Materials Recycling Week. And I'm going to show you a bit around our offices and what we're doing to improve recycling here. Let's head upstairs then to see the cafe. So this is our cafe area, and this is kind of where I suppose most of the waste in the building will be generated that isn't paper. So here we've got our Every Can Counts can crusher. By having the crusher and having it so visible and having the Every Can Counts branding all around and the boxes and posters, it really enables people here to get a better idea of how we can recycle really well in this office. Here we've got one of the Every Can Counts cardboard bins, and this makes it easier for people to recycle at their desks.
In my role as performance director, I'm responsible for HR and also responsibility for our sustainability and CSR policies across Emap. And last year we actually pulled together a sustainability vision called the Power of 10, covering everything from audience and customers around environmental issues through to employee engagement and what we do ourselves as an organisation. And clearly Every Can Counts fitted into that, particularly in terms of employee engagement.
When it was put to us whether we'd like to be one of the number of companies to join Every Can Counts, it was quite an easy decision really. So we really needed to change, and Every Can Counts was great because it provided resources, but it also provided support in terms of, Every Can Counts staff came down, and when we had the launch of the crusher and the bins, they came down and helped us with that. So it was, it was a whole package that really helped us to improve here and became a focal point for what we wanted to do.
I think it has worked differently to other campaigns, and I think primarily because it's very simple in its approach. A lot of people buy a can of drink at lunchtime, and it's very simple in that you can put the can in the can crusher, you can put the can in the can bin, and you know that you're doing your bit for recycling. When we launched in January 2010, in the first month we had 42 cans that were recycled. But through different marketing campaigns that we did, encouraging people to generally recycle and use Every Can Counts, in December 2010 we had over 1,400 cans crushed. So that just shows the shift in terms of the engagement that we've had from our employees.
Well, I'm very lucky in that I have one right behind me, and I do have a can of Diet Coke every day, so I pop it in there because it's easier than leaving it on my desk.
I think most of us will only recycle if we're given the ease to do so, rather than have to make a big effort. And if there's a can crusher in place, I can pop a can in it and walk away. It makes me feel a little bit better about drinking fizzy drinks, I suppose.
I think it's a great idea, and I see it's been used quite a lot, so it's got to be good.
So from a business perspective, it was really, really easy to set this up. And I think in terms of demonstrating to our employees very quickly and very simply that we were taking recycling seriously and that we wanted to actually get them involved. So we did a little competition that we would randomly pick out a can, and if your name was on it, then you won a digital camera. So we did, you can do things like that very, very simply, very quickly, get that message out, and it just encourages people to sort of make that extra effort to actually recycle.
And it has an added effect that encourages other forms of recycling as well, whether it's paper or plastics or textiles. It creates a culture of recycling in a business.
The challenge, and I think it's a challenge that isn't only specific actually to Every Can Counts, I think it's the challenge with anything like this initiative. How do we get more people to recycle? The numbers are fantastic, but I think they could be better. So I guess what would I like to see? Maybe more ideas of what other people have done, how we can keep that message fresh and alive in the business.
And people are quite happy to recycle at home, and then for whatever reason aren't as enthusiastic when they get to work. And I think sometimes that's because we've established the infrastructure to make it easy for them to recycle at home, and now we need to do the same in the office. There's loads of potential with Every Can Counts for other companies to take it on, because it's so easy for companies to use. It's a really great thing to get involved in.